Hi, my name is Christanna, and today we will be giving an explanation of an extinction plan using a hypothetical scenario. The scenario that we will be using is Landry is a 7-year-old girl who enjoys spending time with her mom and often wants her mom's attention. Whenever her mom is on the phone talking to someone, Landry begins engaging in vocal disruption by repeatedly calling her mom's name, yelling from across the room, or making other loud vocalizations. In response to the behavior, Landry's mom usually pauses her phone conversation to respond to Landry. She responds by asking Landry what she is needing or even telling her to wait because she is on the phone. The target behavior is vocal disruption. Vocal disruption is defined as Landry repeatedly calling her mom's name, yelling from across the room, singing loudly, or making other loud noises while her mom is on the phone. Vocal disruption begins with the first disruptive vocalization and ends after 10 consecutive seconds without another disruptive vocalization. Examples of vocal disruption include repeatedly yelling, "Mom, Mom, Mom," singing loudly while her mom is talking on the phone, or yelling questions from another room. Some non examples include walking over to her mom and saying, "Excuse me," or waiting quietly until her mom finishes the phone call, or speaking in a calm conversational tone or voice. Based on the ABCs of this scenario, the maintaining reinforcer appears to be attention. Whenever Landry engages in vocal disruption, her mom responds by stopping her phone conversation to ask what she needs or tell her to wait. Even though her mom is trying to redirect the behavior, Landry is still receiving attention from her response, which is likely why the behavior continues to happen. Cooper et al. Explains that when a behavior is maintained by positive reinforcement, extinction is implemented by no longer providing the reinforcement that has been maintaining the behavior. In Landry's case, her vocal disruption appears to be maintained by social positive reinforcement because her mom's attention is added following the behavior. To implement the extinction procedure, Landry's mom would no longer respond to the vocal disruption with attention while she is on the phone, as long as it is safe to do so, of course. This means she would avoid stopping her phone conversation to ask Landry what she needs or telling her to wait. Instead, Landry would be taught to appropriately gain her mom's attention by walking over, saying "excuse me," and waiting quietly until her mom is finished with her phone call. Whenever Landry engages in the use of the replacement behavior, her mom would immediately respond by giving her attention and praising her for asking appropriately. This helps teach Landry that using appropriate communication rather than engaging in vocal disruption is the appropriate way to gain her mom's attention. Cooper et al. Explains that extinction occurs when the reinforcement maintaining a behavior is no longer provided. Over time, this causes the behavior to decrease because it is no longer being reinforced. Since Landry's vocal disruption appears to be maintained by attention extinction would be an appropriate intervention to utilize. The purpose of extinction is to no longer provide the reinforcement that is maintaining the behavior. In this scenario, that means Landry's mom would no longer respond to the vocal disruption by asking what she needs or telling her to wait. Instead, she would wait until Landry uses the appropriate replacement behavior before giving her attention. If the intervention is implemented consistently over time, the vocal disruption should become less likely to occur because it is no longer resulting in attention. There are several challenges that may occur while implementing the extinction procedure. One anticipated challenge is an extinction burst. Once Landry's mom stops responding to the vocal disruption with attention, Landry may temporarily engage in the behavior even more or more often, or get even louder or for a longer period of time in an attempt to regain her mom's attention. To manage this, it is important that her mom remains consistent with the intervention and continues reinforcing the replacement behavior by immediately providing attention when Landry appropriately says, "excuse me," and waits until the phone call is finished. Another challenge is making sure that everyone who cares for Landry responds the same way. If one caregiver follows the extinction procedure while another continues to provide attention following the vocal disruption, the behavior may continue because it is still being reinforced at times. To help manage this, everyone involved should be trained on the intervention and respond consistently. Lastly, Landry's mom may feel tempted to respond to the vocal disruption because she wants the behavior to stop or because she is trying to finish her phone conversation. However, responding to the behavior with attention could accidentally reinforce it and make it more likely to continue. To manage this, her mom should stay committed to the intervention and only provide attention when Landry uses the replacement behavior appropriately. Expected outcomes over time. If the extinction procedure is implemented consistently, I would expect Landry's vocal disruption to decrease over time since it is no longer resulting in attention. I would also expect to see an increase in Landry using the replacement behavior by appropriately saying "excuse me" and waiting for her mom to finish her phone call before asking for attention. Overall, the goal is to help Landry learn a more appropriate way to communicate while decreasing the need for vocal disruption.